Hi, Jeff Coveney, Rev Engine Marketing. As marketers, we use data a lot to help run our business. We're going to take a little bit of a shift today. We're here with Daniel Coe, Chief of Staff of Boston. He's going to tell us about some exciting ways that Boston's using data to improve the lives of Bostonians. So, thanks, Daniel, for taking the time today to meet with me.
Thank you.
A few years ago, Boston wasn't like it was today, not as technology driven. What has happened over the last couple of years?
Well, I think for us, when we came into office and the mayor came into office 3 years ago, he realized that Boston's a $2.8 billion operating budget organization. If it were in the private sector, it'd be a Fortune 1000 company and deeply data driven, right? In any private sector organization, the numbers help drive the organization. But the reality is, at the municipal level, most organizations just don't have that kind of data-driven rigor. So the mayor instructed me to help him create really the first 21st century public organization that uses data to help drive a number of its decision making. So that's how it started, and it took us a long time to get to a point in which we were getting the data every day, but now we have data that's daily from everything from the number of library users we have to the number of potholes we filled the day before.
Now, there's some exciting things going on from a technology perspective. I understand there's some wireless trash cans in the city. Tell me how that works and how that feeds data.
So a lot of people who walk around the city notice that there are these fancy looking trash cans that blink with lights all around the city. They're solar powered. But what people don't realize is that these are smart trash cans, and we have real time on our phones all kinds of fill levels of the different trash cans: yellow, red, and green, depending on how filled they are. It allows us to understand what are the different beats of the city from a trash perspective. How can we optimize our routes around the fill levels rather than just going up one street, down the other? That allows for better city services, that allows us to save gas, saves a lot of time, frustration. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, is to deliver the most efficient city services possible.
Yeah, and it sounds like just a great way that it's improving the lives of Bostonians.
Absolutely.
Now, one big thing that Bostonians usually are dealing with, because we deal with the heavy winters, is potholes.
Yep.
So I hear there's like some paparazzi out there taking pictures of potholes. What's going on?
We introduced this app called 311. It's an app you download on your phone, and you can literally take a picture of a pothole you see and send it to the city. We try to make it human and as efficient as possible. So if you submit a pothole, not only do you get a picture of the pothole filled, but you get a photo of the team that filled it, right? So we're trying to make it a personal connection. We're trying to make it efficient, and we're trying to encourage people to be good citizens, because we feel like if they get that feedback, then they'll feel really good about it and want to do it again.
From an operational perspective, it's great. We have all these proof points, right, with the trash cans and other things. But how are you operationalizing the data in City Hall?
No, that's a great point. So we have all this data, right? We know what we're getting. What we wanted is to get context around the data. So we created this system called City Score. The idea is we have targets for everything: how many library users we have, number of potholes we filled, how quickly we have. So we have now scored each one of those things and given us an overall score for the city every day. It's publicly available. You can go to boston.gov/cityscore and check it out. And we have weekly meetings to review all of that data. So it's not only just we filled 92 potholes yesterday, but it's we filled 92 potholes yesterday. How does that jive with what our targets are? And it goes all the way up to the mayor. The mayor has monthly meetings with this, and it's our way of helping to keep ourselves accountable, and it's our way to make things as efficient as possible.
In the private sector, a lot of companies use dashboards to track revenue coming in over the next few quarters, or maybe it's leads coming in to help to check the pulse of the business. Yeah. So you're doing that with dashboards throughout City Hall, right? So even in your own office, you have a dashboard.
Exactly. I have a dashboard in my office. The mayor has 4 in his office. It's just a way for us to stay honest. It's a way for us, in an ideal world, we'd be reviewing data all day long in front of spreadsheets. In reality, that's just not how it works. So having it up and available means that in any given moment, in any microsecond of spare time, we can be looking up and looking at that data, seeing what's not on track, and being able to repair as quick as possible.
Sounds very exciting. Well, let's switch gears. Let's talk about you for a second.
Sure.
So, favorite part of your day?
Favorite part of my day is being able to do the one-on-one constituent services. We have this high-level data stuff. It's fancy. It looks cool. But at the end of the day, pretty much each day, I get a request about something going wrong in someone's neighborhood, missed trash, pothole, whatever. At the end of the day, that's our job, is just make people's lives just a little bit better in those things. So the best part is knowing that if someone calls, I'm able to help.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's a great point. Yeah. So last question for you.
Sure.
If you had to, this is the hardest question you've had today.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a favorite cartoon character, what would that be?
So I was a big X-Men fan.
X-Men, all right.
And Wolverine was my favorite guy.
Wolverine.
So Wolverine was a guy who was had a lot of grit, determination. He wasn't the biggest guy. I think he was a short guy, but was one of those guys who had his morals straight and was fighting for the common good every day. So Wolverine's my guy.
Great. Well, thanks so much for the interview today. So
Appreciate
today
it.
we learned about all the great things going on from a technology perspective in Boston, and we also learned that Daniel's favorite cartoon character involves X-Men. So, till next time on Rev Engine Insider.